Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, food, relationships, and mental health. Our weekly co-hosts are Dr. Delvena Thomas, Imani Warren, and Chef Irie. Now introducing our host, Miss Nicky Gelin.
Ooh, this beat. Just be like, oh. Hey, y'all. It is Nicky Says You Only Live Once. And I hope that y'all are keeping really safe this Wednesday. We are on the southern eastern point of Florida, but I believe the western part of Florida, they're getting really plummeted right now. So if you have family on the West Coast, I hope they're keeping safe. Hope there's no flooding. There's nothing like major or just like, have a huge impact on their daily lives. So for the ones down here on the southeast part of Florida, hope you're keeping safe as well. I'm in South Florida, the eastern part. As of right now, I don't hear any rain or anything. It's been pretty quiet all day. So thank you, Lord, for this part, for shielding us from Hurricane Ian. Now, that being said, the show is brought to you by the Florida Lottery and Duke and Dame Whiskey. Also, the FAMU Medical Marijuana Education and Research Institute. Get credible information and engage in a safe space to learn and talk about cannabis. Educate, learn, and talk about cannabis within Florida. Also, we have a giveaway. So we are giving away a Duke and Dame whiskey bottle. I've had it before. It's really good. It is caramel flavored. I'm not a whiskey person. I'm not a whiskey chick. But for some reason, this drink needs nothing but maybe 3 cubes of ice, and that's it. So for the giveaway, just name a Black-owned restaurant within South Florida. Dade, Monroe, Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches. Name one Black-owned restaurant within South Florida. So y'all, really quickly, so I'm a big advocate of women with textured hair rocking their kinks, coils, naps, whatever you want to call it. So the Crown Act, they've been really, really prominent in this space in making sure that we're comfortable in our own skin, making sure that we're comfortable in going into the work environment and to the corporate environment with rocking our natural tresses. So I got an email earlier today. Great news, Massachusetts signed the Crown Act into law. Congratulations on another state signing the Crown Act law. So if you're rocking on your natural fro, braids, dreadlocks, all of that, you are safe in these states as far as the work environment. So it is California, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Colorado, Washington, Maryland, Connecticut, Delaware, New Mexico, Nebraska, Nevada, okay, Oregon, Illinois, Maine, Tennessee, Louisiana, and those are the 43 states right now where the Crown Act is in place. So feel free to be yourself. You're not going to get fired for wearing your locks. You're not going to get fired for wearing braids or for wearing your natural fro. So thank you so much to the Crown Act for this. We have a few more states we have to get on board, but that's really great news. And be yourself, be free. This is how God made our natural tresses. Okay. Now I'm going to bring on my first co-host. She is our board certified psychiatrist and also the founder of the Brain Love podcast. So Dr. Ama, also known as Dr. Delvena, happy Hump Wednesday. How are you?
Happy Hump Wednesday. Nicky, are you ready to take the couch?
I am ready. Always ready.
Yes. Okay. So in that list of states, did you say Florida? Was that one of the first few states you said?
No, I didn't see Florida. Nope.
I didn't think
so. Ain't on it, girl. No.
I was listening for my home state, which is Maryland, But I didn't hear Florida, and I'm not surprised about that. This is why we all have to get out and vote. But I won't get political. That's for the other show. Now, we have a lot of things to roll through tonight. I don't know where to start. Producer Aaliyah, bring something up. So, there were a lot of things that happened over the weekend. Super Cindy from 99 Jams got the key to the city. North Miami Beach gave the key to the city on Saturday. She was presented with the key, and she had her Super Cindy Day celebration, the first of many to come. And I was there to celebrate with her. It was wonderful. Super Cindy is so active in the community. I bring this up because a lot of things, this really is associated with mental health and wellness. Just being active in your community, being a part of a village, sharing some philanthropy, all of those things Super Cindy is doing in the community, not just in North Miami Beach, but also in some of the other parts of South Florida. You know, she does things everywhere, including in Orlando. So I just wanted to shout her out for Super Cindy Day. It was great. It was a nice concert. Ball Greasy. I mentioned this last week, was the closing performer, and it was just a great time. The vibe was awesome. It was very positive. The people had a great time. She had food trucks there, vendors. It was a great time. And so we need more of these types of village environments so we can bring everyone together and share and care and just be great. So that was one thing that I attended over the weekend that for me was mental health and wellness. I like philanthropy and participating in these things. Next one, producer Aaliyah. So the other thing I did over the weekend was, I know it's kind of small. This is a group picture of some ladies I hung out with on Sunday. Coach Zakia Foster is, she's a wellness coach. So she's a high school teacher. She's the coach for, I guess, majorettes or something at the school where she teaches. I believe it's at the school where she teaches. And on Sunday, she had one of her Girl Talk Global events. This is another example of doing something for your mental health and wellness. During this activity, we were at Smash House off of Commercial Boulevard. Smash House is owned by a Black woman. That's her in the middle, standing up in the back. Viv Brown is the owner of Smash House. We went there to process emotions, and just for a fun activity at the end, the women smashed plates, cracked plates, did all of those things. So we know, and I know as a mental health expert, doing things like punching a pillow, punching the wall, breaking plates, those things are not a healthy way to process anger. However, they did the healthy way to process the things that they've been through. We talked about it. I gave some expert input for the ladies. They all shared some of the things from their lives. Everyone had amazing stories to share. So this was definitely some mental health and wellness. Next slide, please. Now, we know September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. I don't want us to leave September and not remind folks every month, every day, every week, every moment, every second has to be about suicide awareness. You know, you never know when you're talking to someone, whether it's a family member, a friend, an associate, a coworker, who may be feeling some type of way. They may have a low mood, they may have sadness, they may feel disconnected, which is why I mentioned the first two things in the beginning. Those first two things about your village, your community, feeling of being that you're a part of something, because we know from studies that connection prevents suicide. Connection prevents suicide. So being connected in your community and being involved, it really helps. The new suicide crisis lifeline is 988, and this is fine. This is their producer. This is the veteran crisis line as well. They dial 988 and press 1, and they will get the veterans crisis line. If you dial 988 and press 1, that line is dedicated to our veterans, which we know veterans commit suicide and attempt suicide at higher rates than the general population. And that's a part of why we do the 22 push-ups in 22 days. A Marine veteran, created that that little program, and it's to remind people that at the time, 22 veterans were committing suicide every day. Next slide, please. So just be careful. Talk to your children too. Don't be afraid to ask anyone about suicidal thinking. Asking them does not make them suicidal. This is the I Am Victorious Survivors Ball. It's happening this Saturday on October 1st at 7 p.m. This too is mental health and wellness, man. This is about domestic violence. This year's theme is unmasking the trauma of domestic violence amongst men. This is a nonprofit, Pain to Purpose, pardon me. The creator, the CEO, the founder of this nonprofit is Shanda Roberts. She created this because of her own personal experience with domestic violence as a teenager. She tells her story so easily. She started in high school and had a boyfriend who was abusing her physically on a regular basis. And it took her some years to get out of that relationship. Her current husband is who helped her to get away from that. And so she has dedicated her time, her life, her energy to helping folks who are in this situation. And one of their main fundraisers on a yearly basis is their Survivors Ball. And this year it's dedicated to domestic violence amongst men. Everyone who's presenting, you can't see the bottom of this flyer, but everyone who's presenting, the MC, everyone is a man. This is taking place this Saturday at 7 p.m. down south. Oops. Okay, I guess that's the other flyer. Thanks, Aaliyah. So it's happening this coming Saturday, October 1st at 7 p.m. at Cutler Bay Banquet Hall. If you have any questions, go on Pain2, the number 2 Purpose, 76.org. We also know that something else is happening this Saturday. You interviewed the president of the Miami-Dade NAACP. I believe that was last week. They are having a Sneakers Ball. It's their Freedom Fund. It's this Saturday at 7 p.m. at Perez Art Museum, Miami. Again, I mention this because connection matters. Philanthropy matters. So attending these types of events, purchasing tickets, or getting a ticket if you know you can't attend, it is a fundraiser. So philanthropy is very important. Feeling like you're giving back to your community and helping others enhances our mental health and wellness. Next, please. So much stuff to share here. So you remember this place, Nikki, Swirl Wine and Bistro?
Oh yeah, I do.
At the bottom, Swirl Wine Bistro.
Up in Margate, Coconut Creek, Margate area over there.
Yes, ma'am. And so they're in their new location. They have a bigger restaurant. The dining area is bigger. The bar area is bigger. They have a bigger kitchen, and it's so lovely in there. Just the ambiance and the art they have there. It's a father and a son artists who paint and sell those paintings there at the restaurant. You can buy one. So they have an event tomorrow night starting at 6 p.m. It's their mushroom and wine dinner. You may not be able to see this, but there are 6 courses. The courses include all types of mushrooms. The 3rd course I'm looking forward to is the king oyster steak. The 4th course is their monkfish. The 5th course is their pickled mushroom duck breast. And let me tell you, Chef Judy is just her. She's so delicious how she cooks, and she puts these things together, and the seasonings and the natural seasonings. She's not using no seasoned salt and all that type of stuff. And so the 6th course is dessert. It's a macadamia nut waffle and apricot reduction. And they pair every course with some sort of wine. So I plan to be there tomorrow night. I'll take some pictures and share on social media. It's $195 per person. You can reserve, go on Maps or wherever you pull up your favorite restaurants, and you click reserve and plug in tomorrow and, tell them how many people. Whew. Nikki, any questions so far?
Yeah, I do have a question. So as you mentioned earlier, it is National Suicide Prevention Month. And earlier this year in January, Chelsea Christ, she was Miss USA 2019 Miss USA winner. So my question is, she had a lot of successes, beautiful girl, huge following. And on the outside, it seemed like she had everything going for her. But on the inside, like there were some demons that she was battling. So my question is, as far as like mental health awareness, as far as me, I know I'm fine. I've never had like any kind of suicidal thoughts, or I've never been like in a deep state of depression. At least I don't think I have. So as far as Chesley,
Mm-hmm.
how can we become aware of people who are like that? Like they mask it. Like how, if they're in need of help mentally, but it's masked as far as them smiling and being happy, like, as loved ones and as friends, how can we become aware of that? Because as far as people with mental illnesses, for me, I see them as being physically open with their mental depression or any kind of darkness that they may have. They may be withdrawn, they may be quiet, or they may give signs that they are having those kind of issues. But for someone that don't really show those signs, like how can we know from the outside looking in?
You won't. Even Chelsea's mother said she knew that Chelsea was suffering from functional depression. And functional depression is not a diagnosis. Functional depression is basically a major depressive disorder. And people will work through it. They try to convince themselves, and this is what we should all do. We should always tell ourselves things will be okay. But Nicky, some folks don't want to live, and they don't want you to stop them from carrying out what they believe is their life course and how they believe their life course should end. Some people feel that this is what is meant to be for them. But for people who feel this way, I want to remind them that depression is what I call the great mimicker. It'll convince you and make you think that you don't deserve to live, that you don't deserve to be here on earth, that you're not worth it, and that everything is your fault. And that's what depression does to you. So if you have a family member who shows you a little snippet that they're suffering, encourage them early to go see a mental health professional. And if they're wary about going, if they're hesitant, tell them you'll go with them. You'll go with them. You'll sit in the waiting room. You don't have to be in the session. And remind them and encourage them. If they don't click with that therapist or that mental health professional, there's plenty of other folks out there. They just have to, it's just like anything else. You have to find the person you connect the best with. I want to connect well with my primary care doctor, with my gynecologist, with my dentist. My accountant is someone who, we vibe. It's not like just transactional. I'm giving her money to do my quarterly taxes and, the things for the business. These people, they mimic some of the things that I believe in, and that includes positive energy. And they're just good people. Like, I don't give business to someone who's a nasty person or an unbecoming person. So I say that to say mental health professionals shouldn't be any different. If you don't like the energy that you feel in the room, just tell the person it's not a good fit. But encourage, if you see a snippet of something is going on with your family member, encourage them early to go and get help and to seek help. And just always tell them that you love them, that they're worth it, and that we're all going through certain challenges. We're all here trying to live the best life that we can. Like you say, Nicky, YOLO, you only have one life to live, and you can do so many things to enhance it. So we have to help them think outside of the box.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Okay, well, so Dr. Alma, thank you so much.
That's my time.
And, wait, no, your dress. We spoke about your dress earlier today. The prince speaks some African country. I don't know if it's Ghana, Nigeria, but the prince definitely shows me you've been to Africa.
Yeah.
So tell us about your dress.
It's a Ghanaian dress. I got it during my visit to Ghana in January for my birthday. and I love it. It's comfortable. It's great for any body type. But I love the colors. I love the pattern. It's a Ghanaian design. It's not kente, but it's from Ghana.
You're not gonna stand up for us and show it off? Like,
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me see.
yes.
Let me move my chair.
I love it. Look at that. It's well fitted. Great love. Okay. We'll see you next week. All right.
Yep. Stay safe.
You too. And now on to my next co-host, y'all. She knows everything that's happening within South Florida, all the art galleries, events, screenings, everything. She's an artiste. So Imani Latifa, what are we talking about tonight?
Blessings, my MIA Soul fan. I truly hope everyone is staying safe, and prayers to our extended family in the western region of Florida. However, I had the opportunity to spend an afternoon with an icon, Miss BB. If you don't know her, you need to get to know her. She is really an amazing sister, and this is her story. Take a listen.
In Miami Beach for almost 30 years now. And what can I say? I don't even know. I'm not going to say I don't know, but how I became an icon in this city is even amusing to me. Make a story short, I started to do a comic book called The Adventures of BB and Friends in 1989, and still going. It's been 23 years to expand my world into art, like literally become an artist in my own right, which I call myself the accidental artist. I didn't go to school for art. I went to school for fashion and merchandising. I actually was the top rep in New York City for hair and makeup in the early 80s. So it sort of fits within the same industry because it is an artistic industry, but I wouldn't necessarily have said that I started out to become an artist, because when I got down here, there were so few of us that actually lived on Miami Beach. I remember the first week I was here, I had a couple of black friends and we would whisper to each other, "Where the black people?"
Y'all, straight up, Miss BB is an icon. She is such a remarkable individual, supporting friends and all kinds of family in the artwork. You will see her magazine around Miami, especially on Miami Beach. Pick it up, support her. Check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next.
You know, that is so amazing. And BB, I want to call out, was our Art of Black Miami for our Basel Week winner with MIA Magazine. So BB, you're doing your thing, girl. I had no idea that you had all that going on. So great cover, Imani, and we'll see you next week. And now on to my next co-host. He is an NFL and NBA celebrity chef. Okay. He's also a co-host chef on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. He's also the host of Tasty Islands on American Public Television. So Chef Irie, Wanton, where you there? I'm gonna see you. There you go.
What's going on? Yes, the first in a long time that I've been out. Yes, I'm out in public. I'm outside.
Hello, Hurricane Ian. You should be indoors, like seeking
Doing
shelter.
what?
Like, okay.
No. But I must say, it's a hurricane, and where we are right now, it's not so crazy. So I figured, let me come on out because I was hungry. I wanted something different to eat, you know what I'm saying? So I came over here to Dania Point, which is between Sheridan and Sterling, right there off 95.
Oh, yeah.
Came to get some my favorite cuisine, Asian. I love Asian cuisine, whether it's Thai, whether it's Chinese, whether it's Korean. I just love the flavors that represent Asian cuisine. So I came here to In Ramen to have some food, real quickly, some bao.
And it's funny enough, I was sitting here and I took a picture of the chow su bao, which is a pork flavored, stuffed, I guess, dough that's steamed. And it reminded me of my childhood. And I remember my sister, one of my older sisters, she was the first person to introduce me to that part of Asian cuisine. And one of the first things she introduced me to was baos. And when I left Jamaica, for the longest time, something, as a kid, you remember it. And for me, the thing that I remembered was the flavor. And I could never remember the name of it. And years later, I'm in the supermarket, some Asian supermarket, I don't know what I'm looking for. I was like, that's it. Just remembered. So, the chow suey was great, the pork belly buns were great. But anyway, it's hurricane. And one of the things, that we all do, during hurricane, snacks, right? We just have to have snacks. I don't care how, in your hurricane preparation. So, you know, for me, I'm not a big snack person, but the thing that most of us all, hate is that before the hurricane even hits, your damn snacks are done.
You are now.
Right? Because you just like,
All
you
the
think
time.
this snack is gonna last you for 3, 4 days. Nah, child. Cause you home, you watching Netflix, you ain't gotta go to work. The kids are, if you've got kids, the kids are home. Or even if you have your own special snacks, guess what? You always run out of snacks. Always. Because now you home and you don't feel like cooking, or even if you cook, you're snacking. You got some chips. You got some dip. You got some nuts. You got whatever. What is your favorite snack? What is your favorite hurricane snack? I want to hear.
Oh, plantain chips. I need my plantain chips. That's it.
Planches. Do you have a special planches? I love
Chip,
margaritas.
chifles.
Margaritas.
Is it chifles or chifles? I'm probably saying it wrong.
Chiffles.
Yeah,
Chiffles. Chiffles.
the long ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, I like those.
Yes,
I like those too, and I like the Margaritas brand as well.
those are
Um,
good too. Hmm.
those are definitely good. But during the hurricane, and one thing before I even say anything else, yes, please be safe as you are out there. As I am right now in South Florida. Well, I'm here in Dania Point. But a lot of people are out. Yes, you said if places were open. Yes, a lot of places are still open. Some close early, maybe, for the safety of their staff.
Hmm.
But for the most part, not just restaurants, but other businesses are open as well. This is here on the east coast of South Florida, all that good stuff. So it was interesting enough, from a food perspective, one brand decided that they would be preemptive or proactive, if you would. And so, Pollo Tropical, they closed their store early yesterday, 5:30, and I think they were closing their store today. Period. Like all the stores in in South Florida. Even if we were on the east side, I think all the stores closed at close today, and I think they'll close at 5:30 tomorrow. So going up to Orlando, and definitely the stores that are on the west coast, they say, we're gonna close, for the sake of the hurricane. So you find that some places
Safety. Yeah.
have done that. But yes, I have, I have snacks at home, and I haven't been going through them like a craven dog. So I am good. I am good. So I think, people, if remember too, once this hurricane has passed, and especially here in South Florida, for all the stuff that we bought and we are not going to use, remember those things can now be donated to organizations who are going to be sending that stuff to the West Coast. So if you're, you just got a overstock of water, canned good, whatever it is that you stocked up on, and you're not going to use it right now, and instead of just taking it back, donate that stuff to organizations who are going to be leading the drive for hurricane relief on the West Coast. So before I get off, um, you remember that young lady that you interviewed a few weeks ago for the Miss Global Heritage, and she was
Yes,
representing Haiti?
Abby, you
She won.
won.
She won.
Yes.
So big ups to Abby, Miss Global Heritage. We saw her here on MIA. So the MIA crew give her much love. And here's the crazy thing. Guess who lives in my building? Abby.
No, stop.
I
What?
swear I ran into her the week before she was to go to South Africa
South
for the
Africa. South
competition.
Africa.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
down in the lobby. I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I live here. I live here too.
That is wild.
That's wild.
Wow.
So big ups to Abby.
Yes.
And I didn't want to, start, but I figured I just didn't have a choice. And so I need to really give my big ups and my condolences to the friends and family for our beloved friend Dion Connolly Graham that passed away this past weekend. And if you're ever a person who has ever been on Miami Beach, if you are a person who has ever interacted with an organization, chamber, you name it, in Miami Beach, South Florida area, Miami area, Dion has had her impact, not just the organizations, but individuals. And for me, she was one of the first persons way back when when I first started freelancing. She had me do several events there in on Miami Beach, which is definitely not even part of my my area when I was looking at places stuff to do stuff. And she had me participate in events. I remember we did an event, food event, in a shoe store, and I was like, well, "This is So when people say what it's different, and so it's you go, and as a chef you start learning how to adapt to spaces that you're working in, whether it's a small kitchen, tiny kitchen, big kitchen, a venue space that has no kitchen space, no kitchen space, no prep space. These are the things that you learn. But when you get introduced to them, and you're introduced, by someone who takes great pride, great care, not only in what they love, but see, the genuine aspect of who you are as a person and believe in you. Salute. So and anybody that's like her, she's a good friend and a great friend to a lot of people here in South Florida. We
Yeah,
definitely
she is.
miss her. So big ups to Miss Keon Connolly Graham. And so yeah, that's what I got for you today.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
when I learned about her transitioning, I was shocked.
Mhm.
Beautiful soul. She touched like so many people, so friendly. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't know her like on a personal level, but I saw her like at different events. I saw her like
Mhm.
in passing, but I was just in shock when I learned about it. Thank
Yeah,
you for
definitely. So and
yeah.
when we get a chance to pick up individuals, but please remember, give people their flowers while they're here. And I'm sure she got a lot of flowers before she left too. But always remember, we can give individuals their flowers, whether you think they deserve it or not.
Yeah.
but give people their
She
flowers. Give them
definitely
give
deserved
them
the
their
flowers.
recognition.
She sure
Yeah,
did.
everybody deserves like yes, but she does definitely deserve everything that came her way. So while we're here, give people their flowers. And hopefully tomorrow I'll shave. I think I'm supposed to be going to that Swirl Bistro event. So I don't know. So I'm gonna shave him tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow. All right, Chef. Have a good night and stay safe. Get out of the streets. Go home and go on your
And
couch and watch
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, stay safe. All these tornadoes, we got all these tornado warnings, and our phones going off with all these alerts. Just stay safe. That's all. But
I
I
will. Yeah,
know you're
I'm gonna head back to the home front now, though. So yeah,
yeah. Enjoy your meal. Send me pics.
I already ate. Later.
Oh, all right, later. Bye.
All right.
And I do want to mention that Miami Broward Carnival, it's right around the corner. So Carnival in South Florida kicks off October 7th through the 9th. And the Tipsy Music Festival is kicking off the weekend on Friday, October 7th, with Burna Boy being the main artist on the stage. So the Tipsy Music Festival Miami kicks off on October 7th. It's on a Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So these are all the different artists who are going to line up. It's Afro beats and Caribbean brought together in South Florida, kicking off Carnival weekend. So we're going to have Burna Boy. We have Skinny Fabulous. We have Hypasounds. We also have Teejay as well, dancehall artist. And there's also a few DJs like DJ Puffy, Tony Mix, Just Jay, and Travis World are set to perform. So get your tickets. It's the Tipsy Festival Miami going down October 7th on Friday, kicking off Miami Broward Carnival. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. So we'll see you on Friday. We'll see you Carnival weekend. I will be there. I'll be a part of Juve. I'm in the second band on Saturday. My first time. I'm excited. So that's all we have for you, y'all. So if you have family and friends on the West Coast, our prayers are with them. Hope they're keeping safe. Down here on the eastern end, I don't really hear too much going on outside. Thank you, Lord, that we're saved and blessed on this end. But keep our West Coast Floridians in your prayers. So thank you so much again, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday. Stay safe. Good night.